So they feel like, hey, to keep my status, I'm gonna have to kill off the other people. I have to take out the other people. And this just happened in the black community. It happened in other communities or other ethnic groups when they got to America. Um, that's why you have mobs and organized crime. And this is the reason why the community got destroyed. And it's the same reason why the community is destroyed now. Because people got to realize that the main culprit of why people act that's the way amongst each other is economics. You see, economics change a lot of things. When you don't have people, you don't have money, or you don't have the resources to feed your family, your mindset becomes fucked up. I'm not saying all people, because some people get out of these environments and they be successful. But there's some people that they really can't grasp. Really can't grasp what they're going through. Even though they look like they're strong on the outside, and they are. And black Americans are some of the strongest people on the planet because we had to deal with a lot of shit. But the bottom line is that deep down inside, and especially in the brain, it's like, I don't know what to do. So when they get a chance to do something that they can take them out of that situation, they do whatever they can. And you could tell that this is how it is because when you look at hip hop, you see this happening. Because a lot of people who in hip hop right now, a lot of rappers, came from them poor environments. So even though they're making money, they feel like they still have to go after and take over somebody else's territory or somebody else's career and destroy the career, so they could be the top guy. And this is why you had a lot of shootings and stuff in the rap industry. Because that mentality came into the rap industry. Because you have a lot of poor blacks, and that felt like, I'm gonna do whatever is necessary to make sure I keep my status as a well-paid individual. So when people talk about how black community, the reason why the black community is so messed up, not all black communities, by the way, but why you got some black communities all so fucked up, the first thing you hear is because of the culture. And I call bullshit on that. All right? But that's what they say. It's the culture. The culture of not wanting to do anything, not wanting to work, not wanting to be married before having children, having children out of wedlock. Just want don't and aspire to be anything. And that's how they see it. So what they were actually saying is that black Americans are inferior. And this is the reason why I debunk that stupidity that come out their mouths. Because it's already been proven that if you put rats in one cage and you give them a little piece of cheese, they're gonna fight for that little piece of cheese. So it's about economics, not culture. That's what I'm trying to say. All right? Not because of single mothers. Not because black men are lazy, don't want to work. Not because of hip hop. It's because of economics. This is why I talk about racism all the time, because I know that was one of the basics of why black people was in their position, because of racism, because racism, because there's something as institutional racism, and that's what it was, and that caused a lot of black people not to get things, not to get employment, not to get a decent housing, not to get decent schools. Economics. That's the problem, not the culture. Because I can name plenty of bad things going on in other people's cultures that this is bad. All right? I don't hear about, because, the women are dressing in provocative. I say, what? And black women in America are the only one doing that? I can turn on the TV and I can see other groups of people doing the same crap. So please, that's nonsense. Furthermore, the reason I say it's economics and not culture, because I know of certain people who are well off in the entertainment industry who are not even with their baby mamas. They don't hardly see their kids because they're on the road all the time. And yet their kids are going are grade A students. Their kids on their way to college. Their kids never got in trouble. Why is that? Why is it that these guys have baby mamas and the kids of those baby mamas are growing up to be successful? Why is that? Why is these kids growing up to be nice kids and not be what we call ghetto trash? It's because they grew up in a nice environment that's filled with richness. You see, when they talk about baby fathers being absent from the black family, it's not because they really care. It's because they feel like the man is supposed to be the stronger of the two. So therefore, if you have men in the house, that will stop the kids from going out there and wilding out. And in case that will happen, but guess what? Is that going to change the economy in that black community? Especially if the men in the community is not getting good paying jobs? No, it's not. How I know that? Because I grew up with my father there. And I still grew up in the projects. So that's a bunch of hogwash. It's economics. Now I know a lot of you are gonna say, well, the black men need to go and get their education and get better jobs. Well, if you say that, then you can't talk about baby mamas. You can't talk about single mothers. You can't talk about it. You can't. You can't. Because the fact is that even with the father there, there's no guarantee that they're gonna grow up in a nice environment. If he ain't got a good job, what's the difference? What's the difference if he's there or not? But I know why y'all make a big deal about single mothers, because the fact is you think they feed off the government. So really, you don't give a shit about the kids. You don't care about the kids. You care about the fact is that your taxpayer money is going to people who they feel like it's not doing anything with their life. Keep it real. Say it like that. Don't try to say, oh, because the baby father is not there, that's the reason why. No, because if the baby father there and he's got a bullshit ass job, guess what? They still gonna be at the bottom. So it's about economics. Now, as black folks in America, can we fix the economic system? Fix the economics? Yes, we can. I believe strongly in owning businesses and empowering ourselves. You know, as long as we don't do it on no racist crap. As long as we don't try to be on some racist crap like they did with us back in the 60s and 50s and 40s and before that. But at the same time, don't sit there and try to say culture, because that's nothing but that to me, when people do that, that's basically trying to erase the fact that racism and discrimination play a big part in why some communities are fucked up. All right? Don't let nobody fool you on that. Like I said, I know of people who in the entertainment industry who are not with their baby mothers and their kids are growing up fine. Why is that? Because they're getting the resources they need. Meaning that money is coming into the family. But to get them in good schools, get them in a good home, and get them into programs that keep them off the streets. I'm not stupid. In these poor black communities, there's no programs. We used to have programs back in the days where you can play, you know how to play an instrument. They don't have that no more. So when people say, "Oh, black people don't play instruments anymore," well, hello. The music programs have disappeared. What you expect? So I see that all the time online. Oh, all they want to do is be rappers and singers and electronic producers, but they don't know how to play an instrument. They don't know how to play. They don't know how to play a instrument like a drum or a saxophone. Or I'm like, yeah. And where are the programs to do that? No, I know what it is. You want the parents to come out their own pockets and pay for that, pay for the music programs, right? Even though those parents might not have no money to even go put them in a music program. Like I said before, we are going after the wrong situation. We're looking at black culture as the reason why, instead of looking at the tier system. And an economic tier system, which is, in my opinion, is caused by the employers and the corporations. That's what caused rich and poor. Don't let nobody fool you. You telling me that if every black person in America go to college, you telling me that every black person gonna get a good job? Knowing darn well that there's no restriction on what the companies can pay you. The only restriction is that the minimum wage is that it'll be at a certain height. But guess what happens? The housing market go up too. The rate on the housing, on the rent and the housing market and all that stuff go up too at the same time. They don't put a freeze on. You think they put a freeze on that and then raise up the minimum wage? No, they don't. Everything go up at the same time. It's called inflation. You ever heard of that? Stop being stupid. The bottom line is economics is what control what goes on, what happens to a community, not culture. Economics. And I'm not saying that some that certain parts of a culture can't be dangerous. I'm not saying that, because I know there's certain parts of cultures that can be dangerous. A part of a culture can be dangerous. But I guarantee you, in every culture around the world, you're gonna see those bad apples. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. Every culture, you're gonna see some groups of people in that culture that's fucked up. So to sit back and try to say it's black American culture that's the problem, that's the reason why we are the black people in America mostly at the bottom, it's just asinine. No, it's called economics and it's called racism. That's what it's called. You put those two together, guess what's going to happen? It's going to fuck up some people. And let's forget up, and let's not even talk about black people anymore. Just the fact is, the economic system itself is going to cause classism. That's why you got rich and got poor. All right? This is why when I hear these people say, oh, these black people, all they want to do is be athletes and rappers. Well, guess what? Maybe because they know the fucking truth. Maybe they know the truth. I'm not saying that that's what they should aim at. First of all, that's a myth, number one. Because everybody's not trying to be rappers and athletes. Because I can't find that many people in my family. And I found like about 200, 300, 250 people in my family on Facebook alone. And only like fucking 7 of them want to rap and be an athlete. So that's bullshit. All right? That's a myth. That's just to say that black people don't want to. That's just to say that black people themselves don't want to achieve anything. That's what they're trying to say. It's stereotypical bullshit. All right? But get what I'm saying. It caused classism too. You got poor whites in this country. You got poor blacks in this country. You got poor Asians, you got all of them in the country. Because like I said before, when you allow corporations and businesses to pay people whatever they want to pay them, you want to have this class system. There's no way in hell why McDonald's, who make billions of dollars all over the world, paying these people minimum wage. I don't give a shit if that the only thing they do is flip burgers. The bottom line is the company is fucking billions of dollars. Because if that's the case, then rapping and hip-hop should be paying the artists nothing. All right? And don't get me wrong, record labels do be shitting on artists sometimes. You know what I mean? A lot of times, the big record labels, they do be shitting on a lot of artists, paying them pennies on off the sale. But at the same time, a lot of these artists back it up by doing shows and getting endorsement deals. So guess what? That $1 billion, they starting to reap from that $1 billion industry. So why McDonald's understand that's a $1 billion industry? They can't do the same thing for their workers. You know why? Because the fact is there's no restriction on that. You know, you can bring them any way you want to. I feel like these people should be paying $20. You be paid $20 an hour.